Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm your host Sandman. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Sandman Intermediate Pick Set from Multipick. Let's get into it. First off, Multipick reached out to me sometime in June of this year, 2024, and asked if I was willing to consult on some possible pick sets. I did. And a couple months later, they reached back out to me and said, we really like these ideas. We're going to bring these to market. Could we maybe give you credit for them and put your name on the sets? And I said, I would be honored. I don't get any financial return on any of this. I'm not an employee of Multipick. I'm not an ambassador. I'm not an affiliate. They do sponsor my channel because they send product for review, and they sent me this product for review, but that's it. I get nothing in any of these sales moving forward other than just the pride of knowing that I had the opportunity to consult with the best lockpick manufacturer in the world based out of Germany, hands down. So let's go ahead and get into that review. So the Sandman Intermediate set is going to retail for 79 euros with the 19% value-added tax, or 67 British pounds with that value-added tax, or $73 USD. We do not pay a VAT tax here in the United States. So $73 USD prior to costs of shipping and handling. The 15-piece Sandman Intermediate set is a kit consisting of Christina Palmer picks and various elite tensioners. The selected picks offer you a wide range of opening options. The tensioners have different sizes from 0.8 millimeters to 1.3 millimeters, which means you always have the right turner at hand for a wide range of keyways. This set provides a very good basis for lock picking and is consistently an essential lock pick set for all lock pickers. Whether in the USA or Europe, Sandman, the American professional lock picker, curated this for the North American market, but it is also suitable for European narrow keyways. Based on Sandman's extensive know-how, this set will provide you a solid starting off point for successfully picking locks. What this set offers comes with a genuine leather case, the ultimate Sandman Intermediate pick set in worldwide unrivaled quality, a unique pick set suitable for European and North American cylinders, finest blades, ingenious spring steel, perfect workmanship, high quality individual design, perfection down to the last detail, no duplicate picks, and 100% made in Germany by Multipick, of course. So yeah, I'm going to do a review of a set of tools with my name on them, but you know what? I didn't design anything in this set. All credit goes to Christina Palmer and the designers at Multipick. So much credit goes to inspirations like Lock Noob, but other inspirations that have kept me in locksport, such as the Lockpicking Lawyer. I'm a big fan of McNally. I'm a big fan of Lady Locks. I'm a big fan of, oh man, Artichoke, and just so many more that I can't even, Legend of the Samurai, all of these amazing lock pickers. And when Multipick reached out to me to do a consultation, I wanted to hit the different price points, and I wanted it to be somewhat minimalist. I didn't want it to be super heavy and bloated, and I didn't want it to be a break on the bank. I think personally that the intermediate set of the 4 sets that I consulted on is my absolute favorite. And I think it's just everything you absolutely need. And if there's more you need, you can always add to it. It's not too much, it's not too little, and it hits a really great price point. Let's talk about the tool steel real quick. So there's 5 different types of tool steels that we see currently on the market, everywhere from titanium grade 5 all the way up to 301 high yield stainless steel. This particular set of tools is a 400 series stainless steel, which is about 250,000 pounds per square inch of ultimate tensile strength, but that's a best estimate possible. So this is among the strongest tool steel on the market. There are some high yield steels that may not be as strong as the 400 series stainless steel, and vice versa. It's a blurred area depending on manufacturing processes. This particular pick set does price between the Timothy and the Tim price range at $73. So I feel that is quite adequate to to fit most lock pickers budgets, but it is not for the beginner or somebody that's starting out. If you don't want to break your bank, I would suggest looking at the starter set or the beginner set from Multipick instead. If you are looking to buy this, I do have a 10% discount code. That's the MPYT SAND10. So Multipick YouTube SAND10 to save 10% on any order up to one time, up to 8 items. In my opinion, Multipick has consistently offered tier 1 tools, best of the best, high quality, high functionality, and transparency among all of their tools. Everything's made in Bonn, Germany, and this particular pick set boasts 2 different sizes of pick thicknesses. We have 0.6 millimeter, which comes out to about 23.5 thousandths of an inch, and then we have 0.4 millimeter for highly paracentric keyways, comes in at about 15 thousandths, just under 16 thousandths of an inch. So the profiles that I chose for this are just flats and rounds, and then I did extensive testing on all of their rakes, hours and hours and hours, and my hands were literally bleeding, testing which rakes I preferred the best. And overall, no big surprise, I found the Bogota to be the most successful rake that I use. In fact, I just competed with this very Bogota profile from Multipick at the Texas Locksmith Association Convention, Lockpicking Championship, and I was able to slay 2 locks within a couple seconds each. And I also, actually a 3rd lock in a previous event, I was able to open in 5 seconds with just this Bogota. So I'm a big fan of that guy. And next up are the Christina Palmer designed quint and quad rakes. She has designed 3 different profiles in the quint and 3 different profiles in the quad. If I'm correct on that, I think it's 3, possibly 4, but I went with the higher peaks of those in these profiles. I wanted the tallest peaks possible because I love how practical and just diverse just having these really high spaced apart peaks are on the Bogota. Therefore, the only difference really, not necessarily in height, but in the spacing, or the frequency rather, at which these ridges are going to hit your pins. So if let's say I'm trying to rake, let's say an interchangeable core, or if that's going to have, not a huge difference in the bitting because of those master pins, or let's say I'm picking a master lock, padlock, that's a 4-pin padlock. I can do really well with these lower profiles, but these of the quint style profiles, this is definitely the more aggressive peaks. Same with this quad. I would definitely prefer to use this quad or the Bogota here on residential keyways such as Quickset or Schleg, KW1 or SC1. And both of these are going to be in 0.6 millimeter or 23.5 thousandths thickness, because if I've learned anything over the last 15 years of picking locks, that is, your rakes don't need to be super thin. The top of the keyway is always going to be usually around 20 to 30 thousandths in thickness. It's rarely less than 30 thousandths because the key has to be thick enough to be able to maintain its durability while going in and rub it against the pin tumblers over and over and over as you insert the key in and out for operating your lock. So the thickness up here at the top of this key here is always going to be close to about 30 thousandths. So if let me go in here in inches and I measure this guy here, we're looking at 43 thousandths of an inch. That's huge. So in my opinion, you do not benefit from having really skinny, really thin rakes. You don't need a 0.5 millimeter rake. You don't need a 0.4 millimeter rake or a 16 thou or a 19.5 thou rake. You want the thickest rake possible because you're jamming that rake in and you don't want it to deform or bend or flex, and you definitely don't want it to break. So that's why I chose these 3 profiles, a triple peak, a quad peak, and a quint peak, at different frequencies or intervals or whatever, due to the heights and the spacing, and the thickest thickness that Multipick currently offers, which is the 0.6 millimeter or the 23.5 thou. So let's put these aside. Next up is I have your traditional flat hook, a low profile, and a flat hook in a medium profile, both in 0.6 millimeters. Which is that 23.5 thou. These are going to be obviously your go-to essential pick for just everyday picking for your residential and commercial keyways, and especially padlocks. I really like using a little bit slightly thicker pick. I don't like to go less than 0.5 millimeter or 19.5 thou on padlocks, because padlocks that are sitting outside are going to have corrosion, they're going to be grimy, they're going to be grungy, they're going to have oil in them, and you are going to bend those picks if you go with anything less than about 0.5 millimeter or 19.5 thou. So I chose for this set the 0.6 millimeter or 23.5 thou for the low short flat hook and the medium flat hook. Alternatively, I also have a low rounded hook for speed picking and a medium rounded hook in the same 0.6 millimeter or 23.5 thousandths thickness. And I would love to show you some of the detail on these. I absolutely love that they're making do with some of the space that they have on these handles. Instead of just leaving it plain, they're really doing a beautiful job here. Up here, we have the initials B and J, and that is the owner and president of the company, or the founder of the company, Multipick. We see Multipick Germany here. And down here, it says Elite PN61. So the PN is an identification for the 0.6 millimeter. We do see a 0.6 millimeter, and we have a serial number for this particular pick. Every single pick has its own serial number. They're all serialized. And then it has the year that this pick was manufactured. So if you were to bend or break a pick, you can contact Multipick and you can troubleshoot that. I don't know what the warranty is on any of their picks because I've never bent or broken any of their picks to date. And I've been using their tools for a couple years now. So that's fantastic that they do that. All of their picks are serialized, and the year has been etched into them as well. So we have the short flat hook and a short rounded hook and a medium flat hook and a medium rounded hook. For different styles of pins. Sometimes pins will be rounded, sometimes pins will have a chisel point. That's why I wanted the variety of the flats and the rounds. Also, sometimes we encounter very highly paracentric keyways, such as this Yale Y1 or Y6 here. And this guy here is something that's going to be a little bit more difficult to hit with a 23.5 thou or that 0.6 millimeter. I can still do that if I pick off of the warding right here because it is a low profile flat hook. But I may want to try to go with my low rounded hook, and I may want to try picking this guy off the bottom of the keyway, and I'm going to be able to snake it through that warding there with that 0.4 millimeter, or it comes in just shy of 16 thousandths of an inch. So we do have two picks here. That is the low flat hook and the low rounded hook in 0.4 millimeter each. And that is going to help you with your highly paracentric keyways or anything that could be pushing into the realm of high security as well. They're gonna benefit you with those crazy warded keyways. So I love the attention to detail in the 0.4 millimeter here. So it's easier to identify no matter how you put these in. If I want to put these in here, I could just pull it out. Yep, that's my 0.4 millimeter without having to pull it all the way and try to read the fine print down here. Alternatively, honestly, what I do is I give it a little flick test, and I can tell the difference between the stiffness of a 0.6 millimeter and a 0.4 millimeter. It's completely different. There's just so much more rigidity in a 0.6 millimeter that you're not going to have in the 0.4. So this is why these are included in the intermediate set, because it's going to take a more skilled hand to use. So again, we have Elite. And then at the bottom, we see etched V61. So the V series is the 0.4 millimeter picks, whereas the PN series is the 0.6 millimeter picks. And we have a serial number here and the year that it was made. I love that they do that. I love that attention to detail. There are other manufacturers that make sandwiched lock picks or popsicle stick style lock picks similar to these, but man, I don't think anybody makes them as beautiful or as perfect as Multipick does. I've never had a quality control issue with Multipick ever. So when they asked me if I was willing to consult, I just was absolutely honored. I was amazed that they were willing to take my suggestions for what they are. You know, who am I? I'm nobody. And I was like, yeah, I would absolutely love to do that for you guys. That would be a dream come true. And they did, and then they named it after me. I didn't know they were going to do that. Let's talk about the tension wrenches here, or the turning tools here real quick. So I have 6 double-ended turning tools in this set, and these are just my absolute favorite, most #1 go-to to date. And then honestly, this is really all you need. Now, I do have an essential kit that I've been putting together. Hopefully in the future, Multipick may allow me to design a Sandman essential lockpick kit that might have a little bit more variety. But over the past year of being a part of the Lockpickers United Discord and Reddit forums, where I've gone from blue belt to red belt inside of a year. I'm currently working on my black belt in that system. So if you are new to locksport, we have created karate belt colors based off of difficulty, and I'm currently at red belt, and I've picked one black belt level lock, but I need to pick a second one to earn my black belt. I was a blue belt for about 7 years, and then when I started collecting better tools, I immediately started rising through the ranks much more quickly. So I really absolutely love Multipick. They're my #1 favorite company. They're not paying me to say that. I get nothing in return for any of these sales at all. I really do love the quality and the craftsmanship of these tools. So of the turning tools, I probably 90% of the time will use these double-ended turning tools. I believe these were designed by Christina Palmer. And these are great because if you're gonna pick locks in hand, whether you're picking top of keyway for single pin picking, you have this nice ergonomic structure here in your hands, so there's no hand fatigue. Or if you're going to rake the lock, or if you have a really highly paracentric keyway and you want to pick off of the warding, or if you want to pick off of the tool, you can switch it around to the longer end of your double-ended turning tool, and you still have this very nice ergonomic fit and comfort right there. And we have those in 3 different sizes, and those are going to be our 0.8 millimeter, and we have a 0.1 millimeter, and we have a 1.3 millimeter. However, if you are going to be picking a lock on a fixture, such as a door, or maybe a picking station, or the Multipick lock stand for practice or anything like that. Alternatively, we do have the opportunity to use these double-ended top of keyway turning tools that will allow us to rest our hand against the door or the deadbolt or the lock itself and provide tension control like this. Or if we are a competitive lock picker, we've seen a lot of high security locks that will require a lot of it's a style of tension control that requires the ability to manually rotate the plug fore and aft, or counterclockwise and clockwise, for being able to control security pins as they navigate through overmilling, countermilling, and other things like that, other security features. So the ability to have top of keyway for float picking and for locks that have been installed into doors or other fixed environments, I feel that was necessary to add these to this pick set. Beyond these 6 tools, you don't need more tools other than just trying to collect tools for better fitment, which is something you're going to see in future sets coming up that I hope to design with Multipick. We're going to have more sets of tools, or should I say a set of tools that will have more variety of thicknesses in the tension tools, but it's going to be a much more vast, larger pick set. This is meant to be a minimalist set that can get you from white belt up to black belt. Hopefully, I'm still working on it myself. I don't want to speak too soon. And you should be able to tackle every challenge, whether it be as a locksmith or as a contractor or as a security professional or just an enthusiast lockpicker or hobbyist, which is pretty much all that I am these days. But now I guess I could add market consultant or a lockpick consultant to my resume. Thank you for that opportunity, Multipick. Now then, in previous videos that I have made, I have said that I'm not the biggest fan of tools that are sandwiched or popsicle stick style handles because I have large hands. And there's a little bit of truth to that, and I'm going to show you a workaround here. 1 second. I've already started picking because these tools are just so addicting to pick up. As soon as I pick them up and I want to pick with them, I can't stop and set them down. So let's try this KW1 real quick. It's a 5-pin lock, and we got an open here. But let's say that these are a little bit too small for comfort for your hands. I'm currently 6 feet 2 inches tall, or 74 inches, and I have extra large hands, and these things kind of disappear into my hands. There's a simple remedy to that, and that is, if you check out Lockpicker's Bench, you can purchase your very own magnetic handles that are designed to fit all 3 different sizes, universal fit for multi-pick lockpick tools. So if I take this tool right here, the Elite PN60, so this is the short flat hook in 0.6 millimeter or 23.5 thousandths thickness. I can take my 3D printed handle with 2 magnets, place this guy right here. I'm going to press it in. I feel like I have a good fit. It's just pressure fit, but I also have those magnets. I'm going to take the other end, and these are going to be about the same size as, I think they're the exact same thickness and width across as bare bones lockpicks, just a slight bit longer on the back end here. And there we go. The handle doesn't move at all while you're picking. Let's see if we can let lightning strike twice here. All right, pin 1 is set. Pin 2. Click out of 3. Click out of 4. Click out of 5, just like that. I forgot to close the shackle, but I still picked the cylinder. That's all that matters. So this is a really great way to enjoy your multi-pick tools. I've tried to bring this idea to market with other manufacturers. I'm not going to name any names, but I was like, hey, you guys have these sandwich style handles. Why don't you guys just sell some 3D printed handles with magnets, and that way people that want to use your tools long term, 3 hours, 4 hours a day, like I do, they can have some comfort and some grip. There's nothing worse than trying to hold on to a lockpick like a rake and it's slipping in your hands and you're in the middle of a lockpicking competition. Now I can take this tool and just put it in here. It literally just takes a couple seconds, pressure fit on one side with magnets for reinforcement, and I just squeeze it together and voila, now I can rake my lock. So let me show you how easy these are to swap out. But so I have 3 different thicknesses here. I actually have, my apologies. I actually have, okay, well, I have a 0.4 and a 0.6. I thought I grabbed a 0.5, but I clearly did not. So I have a 0.4 millimeter and a 0.6 millimeter. I just wanted to show you real quick. I tried to grab the 0.5 and I messed up. But this is a good review, so we're gonna keep rolling. So this is the 0.4, and right there. Universal fit. All of these are essentially just sized to fit the 0.4, and then you put in the 0.6 or 0.5, it doesn't matter. Oop. Make sure you line up the cutaway here, the hole for the shank. And it fits like butter. That handle is not going anywhere. That's awesome. And then obviously I can just take it out, swap it, put in a different thickness. These things are super tight. That's what I love about this. Like, I'm having trouble taking this apart because I don't have nails on my hands. These things do not just fall apart. They absolutely do hold a really great grip on these picks. Absolutely love it. And then I can just swap out whichever one that I want. These particular handles are currently only available through Lockpicker's bench. However, if you are not based in the US and you are currently based somewhere else outside of the North America, I'm going to provide an email down below to a gentleman, operative lockpicker, who helped me in the past by making some custom pick handles for me. So that way, if you are based out of Europe or Great Britain or Germany or anywhere else outside of the US, and you don't want to buy these and then pay for shipping, because it would be crazy. It would be, I mean, you could buy a pick set for the cost of shipping in these handles. I'm going to provide information and a link down below to my friend that's, I believe he's based out of Budapest, but I could be wrong. But Lockpicker's bench is now selling these. I think they're about $5 each, and you really only need 1 or 2 of them at most. If you want to buy one for every single one of your picks, who am I to complain? But I want to show you that this leather case still fits these perfectly. It has so many areas in this case that I can fit several of these in so many different pockets and portions of this pick case. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I could fit another 2 conservatively over here, 5, 6, so 6 total. And yeah, man, 6 is a lot. If you are putting these on more than 6 picks, you are a collector. and you are getting pretty serious in lock sport and your lock picking journey. Last but not least, I'm going to talk about the case. I absolutely love their leather cases. These are the nicest cases on the market. They're the nicest cases in my collection. I'm so fortunate to have several of these, and this is now my everyday carry type case. I don't carry a full-size pick set everywhere I go. I'm still looking at different sling bag options to see if I want to, but this is my main carry for my main pick set now. I now only use multi-pick leather cases. I used to use a different manufacturer's leather case, but it is such an inferior quality compared to this. And on the inside of these, they actually have a felt in here. It's not a leather. So you don't have to worry about the conditioner that's in the leather or the dye that's in the leather corroding against your steel picks. We have an actual felt here, and it's just so nice for sliding your picks in there. It's super nice. I love it. I don't know if it's like a calf skin or anything like that, or a lamb skin. It's just a premium leather, and I love that it's in a trifold here. You can fit so many tools in this guy, and there's so much room for expansions. Speaking of expansions, segue into the multi-pick expansion kits. They do sell expansion sets in 0.4 millimeter. So I have a low profile, a medium profile, and a high profile in 0.4 millimeter, or 16.5 thousandths of an inch. And then I can also get an expansion of what are called thins. These are basically the closest you're going to get to a gym style hook. These are really great for speed picking. This is something that I use 90% of the time, and that is in 0.4 millimeter in a low, medium, and a high profile. And you can also get an expansion set in 0.4 millimeter for your flat hook in a low, a medium, and a deep. Now, you probably don't necessarily need an expansion set for the intermediate pick set, but if you purchase the Sandman starter or Sandman beginner pick set, then that's probably all you need in 0.6 millimeter, and then you could start collecting the 0.4 millimeter and the 0.5 millimeter in your favorite profiles. I did try to include those 0.4 millimeters here in the intermediate set, so purchasing one of these sets would be a little bit redundant, but you could also purchase these individually. For instance, because I have a 0.4 millimeter in a low rounded hook, I can then recommend that you go to Multipick and you purchase individually a V58, which is the medium rounded hook in 0.4 millimeter, or a V64, which is the deep rounded hook in 0.4 millimeter. So if you add that, you will now have a complete set of the low, medium, and deep rounded hooks in 0.4 millimeter. Alternatively, if I were to recommend, or if you were to purchase the intermediate pick set, you don't need to necessarily purchase the expansion set unless you want to have a duplicate of your most widely used pick, which is going to be the short flat hook, and it is in 0.4 millimeters. So there is a possibility of deformation if you don't use it correctly. So there's, benefit in buying an expansion kit because you're going to have that extra. But if you don't want to have an extra or duplicate, I would recommend adding the V57 and the V63. V as in Victor, 57 and V63. So these are in 0.4 millimeter, and we have the medium flat hook and a deep flat hook. Folks, that's all I have for today. I really am appreciative of Multipick, of everything that they've done for me and sponsoring my YouTube channel. They send me product all the time for review, and they send me product sometimes that I don't review because I just haven't got around to it, or I can't find a use for it on how it may mix with my channel. And I'm trying to find the best way to bring some locksmith type tools to all of you, or maybe even bypass tools or things that may not have anything to do with lock sport in general. But so far, from what I've seen of all the products that they have sent to me for review, and some of these products are way out of my skill set. They sent me a disc detainer tool, and I was like, man, thank you so much. This is amazing. And it's the highest quality disc detainer tool on the market, but I'm not well versed in disc detainer locks yet. I'm going to spend the remainder of the fall and this winter focusing on disc detainer locks for various reasons. But I haven't reviewed that tool yet because I don't feel that I'm the right person to review that tool and give it justice. I don't want to say, hey, this is a really great tool, and I can't slay locks with it just yet. So of all the tools that they have sent me, I have absolutely spent probably 90% of my time using their tools primarily, specifically their turning tools and their cases and just everything in between. And now I have all of their profiles to where I feel confident not only using their profiles, but recommending their profiles and consulting on their profiles. They have over 107 unique different profiles to date, and they're making new profiles every single month. It's incredible what they do. So I'm looking forward to seeing what other profiles and designs they come up with in the near future. I hope to utilize some of those profiles and those designs in future sets. I hope I can continue consulting for Multipick. I hope all of you will continue supporting my YouTube channel by hitting that like button and hitting subscribe. If you don't like the price point of this particular set, there are other sets that I can recommend to you in videos that you're going to see on my channel. Don't worry, I won't take any offense. If you don't like the idea of purchasing from Multipick out of Germany, you can purchase from Lockpicker's Bench. It's only a $9 flat rate shipping. The price is quite comparable. If you're going to be purchasing from Lockpicker's Bench, you are going to save, though, about $10 in shipping if you are based in the US. So, guys, I don't know how to be any more objective on these. It's probably the most subjective review I've done because I really love the tools, and I love that they I'm appreciative that they reached out to me for this consultation, and I really like this particular set in general. This is my favorite of the 4 sets that I recommended, and I absolutely stand behind this review. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think I hit it correctly on what I thought could be utilized for an intermediate level market with this particular set? Do you think it's lacking a couple things? What do you think I should have added? I think I did a great job with adding these tension tools because these particular tension tools that I'm showing you are not currently a part of any sets. Multipick has 3 different tension tool sets. They have the tension tool set 3, set 1, set 2, and set 3. The set 1 is for all of the traditional locksmith style tension tools that have been around for over 30 years. And then the set 2 have been primarily pry bar style type of keyway tension tools. And set 3 is a set completely designed by Christina Palmer herself. These tools are Christina Palmer designs. However, these tools are not found in any of those 3 sets. Another consultation that I had for Multipick was I was like, hey, these are very popular in North America. You guys should be selling these as a set. And these are a very great minimalist, low cost, high quality set of turning tools that should be able to navigate a majority of keyways found in North America and throughout Europe, thanks to that 0.8 millimeter. So I thought that this was a really great option to go with, considering you're not going to probably own these tools already, because if you purchased the Christina Palmer pick set or the Lock Noob pick set or any of the other Multipick pick sets, these tools are not going to be in them. They are specific to my lock pick set, and they are actually fairly recent designs. So I really like that. If you are in the market for more tension tools, I would highly recommend adding any one of the 3 or all of the 3 tension tool sets from Multipick, either set 1, set 2, or set 3, and you still will have completely different turning tools. Some of them will be similar in nature, but they're not going to be duplicates, that's for sure. So that's all I have for today. I look forward to reviewing the upcoming the future reviews are going to include the beginner pick set and the starter pick set, and I'm also going to review the advanced pick set. And there's a lot of logic and reasoning why I designed the advanced pick set the way I did. I hope you guys like this set. I stand by my consultation with Multipick. I think this is an excellent set at an excellent price with the really nice quality of the leather case and the high quality tools. And now you can enjoy your lock picking with a very comfortable, 3D printed handle from Lockpicker's Bench. That's all I have for today, folks. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Mr. Sandman, bring us